Coming up next is Marvel News number 131, and it's going to be a Spidey Plus One update. And we're going to talk about who's in Peter Parker's head now, or Doc Ock's head, or whoever's head. If you've read Superior Spider-Man, you know we're going to talk a little bit about that. Also, we're going to talk about Spidey 2099. No, it wasn't Spidey 2099 in the head, but there is news about him coming up. We're also going to talk about a mini-series that Marco Rudy's going to be working on, Spider-Man related, over at Marvel. And we're going to wrap it up with some Captain Marvel news. All that and more coming right up.
Alternate Reality now opens at 10:30 instead of 11 on Sundays. It's a half an hour sleep over this, so you guys better show up. Want to know what's new in Marvel Comics? Today's your lucky day, because these two Marvelettes are going to spell. It's Comic Book Man and Bow Time.
In between comic books, stick your head up and look around. You'll go right back to your comics. Marvel Comic Book News, episode 131, Impeach Fuzz.
Hey folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. It's time for,
as the sign says, Marvel News time!
Marvel News! And we're coming, Marvel News is coming to you from this place, Alternate Reality, located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood. Alternate Reality, where all my new comics are always 15% off every day for everyone. Bo?
Yes?
This is a Spidey Plus One.
It all comes out of the Spider-Man office, yeah.
It all comes out of the Spider-Man office.
It's all part of the Spider-Man office.
Spidey stories plus one extra story, but that comes out of the Spidey office too. And
it's all Steve Wacker's territory.
First up, have you read Superior Spider-Man number 1?
Yes, I have.
It's right there.
Yes, in fact, it's right here. Look,
it's right there.
It's right here.
Still making issues.
Right here, and it's selling out like hotcakes. Second prints are coming because this book is flying off the racks.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And if you've read that, then you know that Peter Parker...
was right! I was right! I told you how he was coming back!
How's that feel, Bo?
Peter Parker is now who?
He's inside Dr. Octopus's head.
And that makes him who?
He's not a ghost.
He's Obi-Wan Kenobi.
He's Obi-Wan Kenobi. At the end of the issue, Doc Ock's about ready to lay the living beat down on someone, and his hand gets stopped, and he goes, why did my hand stop? And we find out that Peter Parker is living inside Otto's head, and according to Axel Alonso, he's not a ghost.
Not a ghost.
Which means when he put his personality inside Dr. Octopus's head along with his memories, Pete's still hanging around in there. Now, how's he going to get out? Well, that's another story altogether, but he's still there.
He's still there.
Peter Parker's still around.
Not only is where's he going to get out, where's he going to go?
Well, I'm assuming he would push Doc Ock into something else.
I'm assuming that the way out for all of this is going to wind up being Mephisto. Mephisto's the one that got the whole thing going with Mary Jane and Peter and Aunt May, and you're not married anymore, and you can't ever be together ever again, and blah, 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 blah. And at some point, Mephisto's going to show up, and he's going to look at Doc Ock, Peter Parker, and he's going to say,
hey, that wasn't my story.
This wasn't our deal. He's going to say, Peter's in there. You don't belong there. I'm not torturing Peter enough because you're running around in his body. And so... and he's going to do a Bewitched and flip it back over.
And Doc Ock, by the way, Spider-Man will be kicked out of the Avengers in April.
Well,
kicked out?
Because Doc Ock, if you've read Superior Spider-Man number 1, Peter's sort of a jerk now. Big time.
He's a jerk.
Anyway, next up, also in the Spider-Man universe, Marco Rudy.
Marco Rudy
is going to draw.
We told you, I think, in Marvel News 131 and 129 that Marco Rudy, who drew Swamp Thing, he's doing a Spider-Man limited series. Now we know that another ex-DC writer, Matt Kent, who wrote Frankenstein Agent of Change, is Frankenstein Agent of Shade.
That one.
Is it Shade?
Yes.
Doesn't that end this week, though?
No, it's not Frankenstein, though. It's
Frankenstein Agent of Shade.
He ate a bowl of ice cream before he started.
I love ice cream. It's so good, especially since I have a cold. But Matt Kent's wandering over to Marvelville, which means he's another of the DC people who are going, you know, they're kind of getting on my nerves. Maybe I'll wander over there and do some work over there, then I'll come back later.
You're probably wondering, with all the Spider-Man stuff going on, actually you're not, but you're probably wondering,
Spider-Man's everywhere.
Whatever happened to Spidey 2099? Bo, whatever happened to Spidey 2099?
Spidey 2099 was last seen in the limited series, written by Brian Reed, I believe. Yeah. It was a one-shot thing. It didn't really go over well. People went, oh yeah, the 2099 universe, we still don't care.
Yeah, that stinks.
but before we found out that Doc Ock was going to be taking over Peter Parker's body, one of the things that was teased by Ryan Stegman and Dan Slott was that the new Spectacular Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man, was going to be Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099. Yeah. Well, this week Dan Slott said, well, yes, we tried to fool you, you didn't buy it, but Miguel O'Hara will be popping up in Superior Spider-Man. So you're going to go, if he's in 2099 and this book takes place now, how exactly is it going to work? Well, we're going to find out because, like Kane, like Ben Reilly, once a character is introduced in the Spider-Man universe, everyone always wants to see them come back. And Miguel O'Hara was actually a pretty cool Spider-Man. Of all the 2099 books, that was the best of the bunch.
Okay. And as I mentioned at the outset, this is a Spidey Plus One update, and our Plus One is Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel's got some big changes coming up in number 9. First of which is she's going to lose her wings.
Yes, the next arc in Captain Marvel, starting with number 9, Carol Danvers is going to lose her ability to fly. Now, being Captain Marvel and being a pilot and being able to fly, it's kind of got to be a big issue. And she's also going to get a regular job, which is going to be even cooler because everyone knows Carol Danvers is Captain Marvel and she's a superhero. So she's going to be working at a regular job, putting in 9 to 5 hours. Okay, so she's going to have to save the world. And also introduced in number 9, Deathbird, everyone's favorite evil avian villain from the X universe, is coming back to make Carol's life a living hell.
And she has fought Deathbird before.
She's fought Deathbird
in the Ms. Marvel series way back in the mid-70s.
They are like, as far as rogues galleries are concerned, she is probably her biggest rogue. Yeah. Mystique is involved there as well, but Deathbird, just because she just looks so strange. I mean, she's half human, half alien, 3/4 bird. I don't know, it's just really strange.
Okay.
She's kind of freaky looking.
And that's it. We're done with Finish. We're out of here. We got no more Marvel news. Go to the store's website. Check out all the Marvel news. This man sends me. I post up there. Bo?
Yes?
Tell him.
Sarah? Tell him.
And here it is, the lovely website, www.maraltonetrally.com.
So stop off the store's website. Check out all of his news. Till next time, this is Comic Book Man.
And this is Bo.
Saying...
I was right!
Bye.
The Video Outhouse is brought to you by some of the finest people willing to work for free. This is a list of some of them.